RL102 Basic Russian Grammar Part 1
Основы грамматики русского языка, часть первая.
With Victor D. Huliganov. Copyright www.huliganov.com 2007.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next lesson of basic Russian grammar with me, Victor Dmitryevich Huliganov. I know you waited a little while if you are following the course at the time it is being made for this lesson. My apologies for that. It is a very busy time of year. I have made a few smaller videos, but these lessons do take some time to produce, and that's why I needed a little bit of time in between this one and the last one. But hopefully we get gradually through this time of year and they will be a little bit more regular. In past lessons I have discussed the first names in Russian, and I mentioned to you that there are full versions of the first name and that there are many versions of the first name that you will hear which are actually diminutive versions. I have to close the door. I didn't know how noisy people start to be in the corridor. Okay, and now for patronymics. You need to know first of all that the diminutive versions like Sasha for Alexander or Tanya, well, of course you never use from a lady's name anyway for the patronymic, but all of the things like Vova or Volodya instead of Vladimir, they don't feature as the root for the patronymic. The patronymic is your second surname in Russian, and it relates to your father, and after the root of that person's name, the full first name, you put Ovich or Yevich if it is a soft root. For example, if your name is Andrei and your father is called Vladimir, that makes you Andrei Vladimirovich, Andrei Vladimirovich. If his father in turn was Andrei, then he was Vladimir Andreyevich, because the ikratkaya on the end of Andrei is soft. So it means you have Andreyevich Sergeyevich. Okay. Similarly for a woman, she also have the patronymic, but of course she is not the son of Andrei. She is the daughter, which is Andreyevna or Sergeyevna if you have a soft root, like in a name of a man in ikratkaya. And for the usual hard root, Ovna, such as Vladimirovna. So you get things like Maria Ivanovna. This is the archetypal name for a name and patronymic of a school mom in Russia. People say Maria Ivanovna. Of course there is a joke where people say Marivanna, kind of very slur it, and then it sounds a bit like marijuana, but that's kind of like an in-joke. But basically Maria Ivanovna means a lady called Maria whose father's name is Ivan. Okay, and you use these terms to people that you would treat with respect, and you are talking to them on we. You would not think about calling somebody with their name and patronymic, имя и отчество, and also be calling them ty, because the forms don't match. It is use of a formalized form with an informal mode of address in the pronoun, and it doesn't match up. So you're using this form amongst the people that you're addressing with we. Okay. Back on to the next part of the lesson, which relates to verbs. I still haven't given you all of the 1A conjugation verbs which I could, and I would like to add in a few more now. For example, читать, to read. Okay, читать. Я читаю, ты читаешь, он читает, мы читаем, вы читаете, они читают. That gives you a reminder of the endings on each of the types of personal pronoun, the first, second and third persons in the singular and the plural. You can see it is the same regular form as we had before, to read. And you could, for example, say Я читаю всё, I read everything. Okay? Слушать, слушаю, слушаешь, etc. Он слушает всё, he listens to everything. Okay? Всё means everything, and it is the same in the accusative case. So therefore you can use each of these verbs with всё, everything. Yes? Терять. Notice instead of an ать, you've got a я this time, a soft root. Doesn't really make any difference. Теряю, теряешь. Он теряет всё. He loses everything. Мы теряем всё. We lose everything. Применять, to use, to apply, to use something for some purpose. Okay? Применяешь, you use. Okay? Применяешь всё. You are using everything. Вы применяете всё. Okay? It is you plural are using everything. Принимать is to take, to accept, and применять is to apply or use something, and принимать is to take or accept something. Покупать. Я не покупаю всё. Они не покупают всё. I'm not buying everything. They don't buy everything. Remember, these present tenses can be I don't buy or I'm not buying. Either. It is the same. There's no difference between the present simple and the present continuous in Russian as there is in English. Remember, we talked about this before. Включать, to switch on, and выключить, to switch off, like the light. Он включает всё. He's switching everything on. А она выключает всё. And she is switching everything off. Yeah? It is sometimes that way around. Sometimes it's really the man who is switching off every light after the woman, but sometimes it's the woman who is switching off the light after the man. Yes, as she, of course, closing the toilet lid and switching the light off. Yeah. Обожать, to adore. Он обожает всё. He adores everything. Yes, I could say he does everything about her, but I don't talk about the locative case just yet. It will come later in the course. Мы обожаем, we adore. Okay, мы обожаем русский язык. We adore the Russian language. Нельзя, which means you're not allowed to, and можно. Okay, and that means you are allowed to. Okay. And of course before you had нужно, which means you must, you have to, yes? It's necessary to. So you can use these phrases together with these verbs and the word всё.